Hey, good morning, gang. It's Monday. Here we go on week 6 already. The past month and a half has flown by, and I hope you're finding a stride. I try to make things as consistent as possible in terms of due dates and workloads and kind of all of that stuff, so that once you get settled, you can kind of know what to expect. That's why due dates are the same. I know some weeks wax and wane a little bit. Some weeks seem to be a little bit more difficult. Some weeks seem to be a little bit easier, just kind of depending upon there's lots of different reasons. Everyone's a little bit different as a student, and some of you have different amounts of background with this content. This week we will start some cardiovascular system stuff. There's a couple of videos to watch for lecture, and they're not too bad. Should sound a little bit familiar. And there's a really technical reading on cardiac muscle tissue. So in general anatomy and physiology, we learned that cardiac muscle tissue is in the heart. We learned that it's mostly involuntary, but maybe you can control it. We learned that it's striated. We learned a few things about it, how it's different from smooth muscle and skeletal muscle, but we really didn't focus on the cells. And it's the cells in the heart that really make that muscle a little bit different. So for lecture, there's a couple of videos on the heart, and there's a technical reading on cardiac muscle tissue. Please take some serious notes on that stuff. There will be detailed, challenging questions from that content. And there's nothing in that reading that's impossible. There's just a lot of it, and it does take time to process. For lab, a couple different things. There will be a video to watch on blood pressure. There will be a simulation to complete. Some of you are missing the simulations. Those are critical, and you have to take them in order to get credit for the quizzes or the exams. And then there are some heart issues. So 3 things going on for lab. There's a video to watch on blood pressure. There's a blood pressure simulation to complete. And then there are some APR heart images to walk through. Okay, cardiovascular system, here we go. For lecture, a couple of videos and a reading. For lab, a video, a simulation, and some APR images, all in preparation for assessments at the end of the week. I'll be reaching out to each of you individually. I really do appreciate your work. Please make sure you're doing your own work. You're going to be accountable for this at some point in the not too distant future. You'll all have an NCLEX exam or a licensure exam to take, and you'll need this stuff. So there's no shortcuts. Saddens me a little bit the amount of academic dishonesty that's happening. And when that does happen, I've turned in some names to the administration, and there's a track record of that going on. So it's just not worth it. You put all this time into this, put all this money into this. You're in this for the right reason. This is the true calling. You need this content. I know this isn't program, but this material will be payable forever moving forward, and especially as a professional. Please spend the time, learn the content. There's really no shortcuts. Take a look at your emails. I'll be reaching out to each of you. It's also not a bad idea to take a look at the current state of your grades to see where you are, and because we've got a long semester ahead of us, many points possible, but it's a good idea to adjust based on what you need for starters, and then what you want that grade to look like. Thank you. I really appreciate the work. I'm awful at giving motivational speeches. I'm here for you if you need me. Check your emails. Have a safe Monday.